a teacher, I guess, but I don't claim to be a pastor or any of that other stuff. I don't, evangelist and that type of thing. Now, I've done several teachings regarding the Bible and salvation and things like this, and I try to incorporate that into all of the teachings so that we do have a biblical foundation. But we're the body of Christ, and not everybody has the same office. And the Bible's very clear on that we're not of all the same office. In fact, I just emailed a guy that the other day. And that's something we need to bear in mind before we start criticizing someone that's doing something that we don't think that... granted, if it's outright frank sin or something, that's one thing. But if it's part of a ministry, the Bible talks about, can the finger say to the eye, depart of me, I have no need of you. All the parts of the body of Christ are important, and we all work together ultimately and hopefully to accomplish the same, goal. And trying to bring forth truth, get people saved is the primary thing, is really should be our main motivation. Because the salvation issue is beyond a doubt, without a doubt, the most important thing that we could ever consider regarding a person. Because you can help them, you can save them from a burning building, you can save their physical life, but if they go straight to hell when they die, then what good have you really done them? So, now granted, you could have told them and they could have rejected the word of Christ and, that type of thing. But, anyway, let's go forward here. I've done some more research on this week. This was one of the posts I saw from a lady named Miss K, and was entitled Microchips in the Healthcare Bill H.R. 3200. She goes on to say the far-left healthcare bill H.R. 3200 is a non-disclosed section titled National Medical Device Registry Implantable Device. That's the name of the section. National Medical Device Registry Implantable Device. And at its end, it's at the end of the healthcare bill. I found it in subtitle C-11, section 2521, where it said that VeriChip Corporation, the corporation we just talked about, was FDA approved for implants. VeriChip is a subsidiary of Applied Digital Solutions. Also look up Very Green. These are one word, so when I say VeriChip, it's not two words, it's one word. V-E-R-I-C-H-I-P. Now again, if you go up to the PDF that's connected with this teaching on Sermon Audio or contendingfortruth.com, you will be able to, hopefully the links and stuff like that, you can actually click in and go to the original article as well. Going further, the Very Green Corporation is also part of VeriChip. We will be chipped and tracked. Get the word out. It's hidden. The chip will be linked to a database. Here is the next article. Now, remember, this article that I'm going to be talking about was actually published back in 2003. So we're in 2009. We're 6 years later. The chips have become much smaller and the storage capacity much larger, with a built-in antenna taking the energy from the incoming electrical waves. And we're going to get into that in a second here. So just bear that in mind. This is 6 years old, this story. And this is straight off Hitachi's website. I went and checked it out. I tried to double-check everything that we're talking here, and I actually got the link straight off Hitachi's website and posted it in this teaching. The original information I found was a little rough, so I went back in and did some more research, and I kind of cleaned things up a little bit and found the original links on the internet. This is entitled, right off Hitachi's website, Hitachi develops a new RFID with embedded antenna U-chip. This is September 2nd, 2003. From Tokyo, Hitachi announced today that it has developed a new version of its RFID U-chip embedding an antenna. The new development version features an internal antenna, enabling chips to employ the energy of incoming electrical waves to wirelessly transmit its ID number to a reader. So in other words, it's like these little tiny, tiny chips. In this case, they're 0.4 millimeters by 0.4 millimeters, little square chips. Okay, they have a built-in antenna that is actually powered from incoming electrical waves to wirelessly transmit its ID number, okay, to like an RFID reader or something like that. So they're internally powered. They've had that technology since 2003. And when it says incoming electrical waves, well, it could be using the electricity in the body. We are electricity. I mean, our bodies through the peripheral and central nervous system in the brain, it's one big electrical unit and conduit. Millions of transmissions are taking place in our bodies every second of the day, between different organs, the brain. When we feel, we touch, we see, it's all electrical. So it could be powered off that. Could also possibly be powered off all of the electrical and radio waves that we're being bombarded with 24/7, whether it be cell phone towers, AM, FM, shortwave, Gwen, HARP, who knows. So anyway, just want to clear that up. These chips can operate entirely on its own, making it possible to use these U chips as an RFID IC tags without the need to attach external devices to the chips, meaning like an external antenna. This breakthrough opens the door to using U chips as RFID microchip tags in extremely minute and precise applications that have until now been unpractical. For example, the new U chip can be easily embedded in banknotes, gift certificates, documents, and hold paper media. And then I wrote in there, and you. Because, yeah, they can be implemented in all that, but they can also be put in you as well. Now, Catherine Albrecht, I remember teaching I saw of hers, and she had, she turned over, it was like the back of a razor, one of the, like Chick Track 2 razor or something, and on the back of it, she showed, and it was like where, like one of the I's were dotted, like the letter I where it was dotted, that was the microchip. They're already doing this, in other words. I mean, they've got a lot of the things that you buy right now have those RFID tags on them, but they've got it now where they can be much, much smaller. Hitachi plans to develop numerous markets for this chip that take full advantage of its outstanding features, embedding the chip in securities, identification, and other valuable documents such as vouchers, offers a highly sophisticated means of preventing counterfeiting. That's true, and they're always going to try to present the good side to this. Another high potential application is the agricultural products, where the chips can help ensure the food safety by providing traceability of ingredients. What does that mean? They're going to mix the chips in the food and you're going to eat them? How are they going to keep track of them once they're already in the food? I mean, unless they're going to put them on the outside of the containers. I don't know. Additionally, the chips can be embedded in business forms to automate logistic systems and many other business processes. Okay, and I give you the original Hitachi link. You can still up on their website. Now, this is the next. Let's go forward 4 years to the next Hitachi announcement regarding this subject. And it's entitled Hitachi Develops RFID Powder. Now we're talking about powder. We went from chips to powder. Okay? So, this is from February 14th, 2007. Hitachi develops super tiny RFID chips. Hitachi's new RFID chips, and I've got a picture of them. And this is right off their website, pictured on the right, and they're pictured next to a human hair. Okay? They are 64 times smaller than their previous microchips, which are pictured on the left, and they actually show 2 of these microchips on a thumb. You see that, Nonetta? Okay, and then they show the other ones that it looks like it's under a microscope, pictured next to a hair. So the microchips are that small now. So yeah, these are very small. It's actually known as a powder now. The RFID just keeps getting smaller and smaller. On February 13th, Hitachi unveiled its tiny new powder-type RFID chip measuring 0.05 by 0.05 millimeters, the smallest yet, which they aim to begin marketing in 2 to 3 years. Now, granted, remember, that was 2007. We're already to the end of the 3-year part. So, they've had the technology, in other words.